Welcome to one of our video interviews again. I should find out a way to open up this video series. Otherwise, I will repeat the same stuff all over again. But today we are with Merve Kurt. Hello, Merve.
Hello.
And she's a designer. So at this session, I want to focus more on food/design, or let's say food design, because Merve and his collaborator Egemen Tamcı, they do have their own brand called BOLDATELIER, and they are focused on food design. Until now, we discussed things related to food-related research, or food environment-related or food production-related research, food production, brand creation in local context and global issues, and also networks that brings together food entrepreneurs, which are focused on alternative ways of creating food production chains, food trade chains, and also community building environments. So this time I thought like it will be quite interesting to focus on the issue food design. So Merve, can you a little tell about yourself? Who are you? What do you do? Where are you now? Where you will be in 1 week?
Okay. Hello, everyone, and you, of course. I am Merve Kurt. I'm a designer, as you told. I'm an industrial designer, actually. I'm from Izmir in Turkey. I studied industrial design in Izmir University of Economics. Also, I have a minor degree. I don't know why did I this minor degree, but it's okay. As I studied in interior architecture also. Then Egemen and me, established our own design studio, own food design studio in Izmir again. We have BOLDATELIER for 3 years, and we are working on directly focus on food design for 3 years. It's a little bit hard because as a term in food design, it's super new for world, also for Turkey. That's why firstly we try to tell what is food design, who we are. So it wasn't so easy, but it's okay for us because we really want to work for this topic. Now I'm studying also in Politecnico di Milano, product service system design. So I'm living in Milan. But now for Christmas holiday, I'm in Izmir again with my family. In 1 week, I'm going to Milan. Egemen studied food design in Rome. So while we are talking with him, while he's studying also there, we try to think why we don't start to do this in Izmir, because food culture in Turkey is super huge, so we will find a way to do this job in here. That's why we started with together. Now he is also doing his master in Yaşar University for management. Also, he is a lecturer in Yaşar University again. This is our story, a short story.
Great. I just shared a little whatever you have on your webpage while you are talking about your own creation and or collaboration with Egemen. And can you maybe tell us a little, if you want to describe that environment, of course, food-related design environment where you started the business, What are the qualities, what are the difficulties as a designer to focus on food in the local context? and maybe you can make a small comparison about that, a small comparison of that environment with international food design environments that you know. Maybe, if you like to get into that, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Maybe at first I have to talk what is not a food design.
Yeah.
What we never do this, maybe. We are not a chef. We are not a food engineers. We are not a person who work on the 5 or 7 stars hotels who curves the melon. We are not giving shape the potatoes. We are not touching the plates while making these plates much more colorful. We are not doing this. We are hardcore designers. Our base is industrial design. So we will work on furniture. We will work on hand tools. We will work on everything in the sense of industrial design, yes. But our focus, our main thing that we work is food. We have a mindset, we know critical design thinking, we know how to do research as a designer. So we will apply all this knowledge. One thing, this is food. Maybe it's much more clear while I'm explaining like this. So we choose food because there is a condensed relation between the people. It creates food creates its environment. Food creates its language, because when you eat or when you consume something, you directly accept it's your body. Mm-hmm. You will meet on the table with lots of people around the food. You will share your ideas. You will share your emotions. All atmosphere suddenly change around the food. That's why we think working on food, it's meaningful for us. That's why we are working on this. Mm-hmm. In Turkey, sometimes it's hard to explain this, but it's also okay, because as a designer, we also try to find the way to express what is food design, what we are doing. Companies actually need us, because when the product meets with the design, it's much more meaningful. It's different from the others, so they need us, but some of them don't know they need us. But when we meet them, when we share our experiences, when we share our knowledges and the way of thinking, they also impressed about this. So we are working to understand each other, then we start to work with them.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any, let's say, most popular food design project that you have, like a popular example that you focus on, or that you follow the works of a design studio which is focused on food design in the global scale? Do you have something like that? Some people or some works that you admire a lot?
It's kind of, what is your favorite song? And when you say, I don't know lots of, but maybe I will say this. Ferran Adrian is Italian chef. Mm-hmm. Worked with Lavazza, mm-hmm. famous company in Italy, and changed the way of drinking the espresso. Mm-hmm. Because we know espresso is liquid, so you drink this directly, but change the way of drinking. It's kind of the density of the espresso is increased, so it's now you can't drink this. You have to eat this. Everybody knows what is espresso, but the way of eating, when the way of eating changes, it's not espresso. So you feel differently. It's a super normal and ordinary drink for us, but the way of drinking is totally different. So it's meaningful. I really like this example. That's why I give this, because it's something you break something while you, how can I say, I don't know. When you change the ordinary things of our life, we just stop in 1 second and we have a chance to think about this. That's why I find it precious.
And what was the reactions of the people or let's say your clients when you come up with ideas, approach to them with your ideas related to the product that they are producing, basically? Do you get that aha moment instantly, or is it a huge process of negotiation, discussion, and also the disappointment? Because I know some stories that, or I know the background experiences that you have. That's why I just wanted to ask these kind of questions to trigger you to tell us a little bit more.
I'm not sure it's totally about for Turkey or not, but sometimes they don't know how they benefit from us. It will be because design is super sexy world. Everybody wants to work with the designers. Okay, it will be also understandable. But when we meet with the companies, first we say them, we are not an artist. We are not an artist. We have time to understand you as a company. You have to understand us as a company, as a designer. But I will explain myself or my company. Also, I will explain you how you can benefit from us. So we spend time to clarify what is design, what will serve you. So we have to spend time for knowing each other, firstly. Then I explain. Actually, as a designer, we try to create a bridge with two extreme. One of them is art, one of them is business. We have to stay in between them. So I also explain them, we need time to do research. We need time to do working on the project. It takes time because they generally think about, they think they give a brief for us, but I always know it's not a brief. So I have to write my own brief, so I need time. I also explain this. Sometimes I give always same example. They say to us, we want a chair. No, as an example, of course. Maybe you don't want or you don't need a chair. Maybe you just need something for sitting. Just give me time. Just give me way of thinking, please. Give me time to way of thinking. I will find my own way and I will present you my own idea. If we okay this idea, we will continue. Because we are not an agency. We are not searching on Pinterest, on Google Images. We are doing hardcore researches. Then we start to do drawing or expressing our ideas. So we need time.
Yeah, and can you just a little talk about the difference between designing for something related to industrial design production field and also something related to food? Is there any difference? Is there any difference in your you told about that you need this time for making hardcore research. Of course, you need time to create your own ideas related to the expectations of the client. But at the same time, you said also, you need to also have time to rethink the brief that you got from the client. As far as I know, how to design, these are like main general aspects when you approach to any kind of design problem. But is there a difference in between designing for food or designing for industrial products? Of course, this question can be also understood like this. Okay, sometimes food is also some kind of industrial product. And you also mentioned that food is something totally related to our own being, because we may eat the product or we may experience the food as a product through that experience, which is design. So you don't have to directly affected by the food, but you can also be indirectly affected by the environment or by the experience that you are consuming the food. So it is also related to the field of design. But I just wanted to understand if there is a difference in the approach when it comes to the food design, which is different from designing for an industrial product.
I will maybe explain like this. If we are working on hardcore industrial food product, for example, Toblerone, Kinder Surprise as a chocolate, there is no huge difference between other products and the food product. Yes, there are lots of differences, but there's no huge differences, because our way of working is same. Our methodology is we decide. So, but we in food industry, we are working on also food engineers. The health issues are maybe much more important because we directly accept this in our bodies. So the packaging, the material is maybe much more critical while we are working on food. But if it's a hardcore food, industrial food project, if it's the way of, if we are just working on the way of eating, if we are working on the service system of the food, it's not a product design, it's a service system design. So we have to create empathy with the person who use this. We have to work on the culture. We have to work on the maybe much more person-related things. Maybe we have to much more focus on the emotions. Because if we are talking about the service, we are also mentioning about creating an atmosphere. That's why their elements are totally different and they affect each other's. So maybe I will explain like this.
And like a last question, I can ask you your ideas on the term food innovation. Because our main focus in this series is basically food innovation, seed freedom, and food democracy. Because I am thinking at the same time. That's why I am waiting a little, because I just wanted to pick the words. Sometimes if there is some kind of big concept or a couple of words which explain some kind of concept, it basically includes all type of approaches to that term, or all type of approaches to the environment which is created by that term. So I always give the example that yes, there is an issue in architectural design because I'm coming from an architectural design background. There was this concept called green building or sustainability or participation, for example. Even though all those terms had been introduced uh, um, introduced with a specific type of explanation, because of the flexibility in the usage of those words, the terms, let's say, they had been invaded by different types of approaches, which are not that sustainable, which are not that green, and which are not that participatory at the end, even though they had been introduced like that. So for me, the term food innovation has that kind of threat or danger too, because right now food is a big popular topic at the end. So what do you think about that? What do you understand when I say to you, okay, what is your idea of food innovation? What kind of ideas do you have, or what type of understanding you have on the term?
Actually, as a person, we have to think why I am here. What is the idea that I'm here and why I am doing this? Why I'm a designer? Why? It's not about being a designer. As a person, we have to think. Yes, I'm a designer and I'm designing some products, some service systems. But if it's not meaningful, we are just a person who produced rubbish. So we have to be honest ourselves. I'm a person who produced rubbish or who just feed the industry, or I'm a designer who have an idea, who really wants to create something meaningful in the world or for the other persons for benefits. This is the main core idea, I think. When we decide this, and hopefully when we choose the create something meaningful, then we have to talk about food innovation and food democracy. There are lots of countries who has suffered from the how can I say, dirt of the water. They don't find pure clear water for drinking. So some designers work on this, and they design some products who purify the dirty water. I think it's really meaningful. I just remember these examples. Also, there are some edible packagings, because maybe you design one food with a food engineer. Yeah, it's maybe it's healthy, it's tasty, the way of communication is super funny. Okay, it's nice product, but you also have to think it's packaging, because as a material there are lots of chemical ingredients using for covering this foods. So some of them is healthy, some of them is not. It's also packaging is also the material is also meaningful, because we as a person we have our footprints. Sorry, carbon prints. So we damage the environment every minute. So we have to also think about this. We, as a designer, we also have to think logistic, because also logistic is another
creating that kind of
another important topic.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all that I remember.
Yeah, and right now you are working something related to directly related to food design in Milan, or is it some kind of general program related to design, the Masters of Design, or something like that?
Now we are continue to work in BOLDATELIER. We just focus on the food design. We are working on the food service systems, food packagings, the way of eating, the emotional design for food, events for food. Actually, we are designing everything which but mainly for food. I can explain like this. Yep, we are continuing to this, but we have an other project now. We are working on this. It's a kind of platform. Maybe it's a website. We want to collect some food experiences for this website, but we are working on this. That's why maybe later we will talk about this in detail.
Thank you for being a part of our video series, and hope to see you soon also in person, wherever you will be. Here or in Milan. I don't know, maybe.
I'm really happy to see you. It's also super sweet while talking in English with you. But I'm really happy to be there and to do this with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. See you soon.
See you. Bye bye.